Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Stable video. Today, we are going to be talking about your guys' opinions, the besties' opinions, on the updated player character. Not only that, but the release of the horse progression update, which is coming out next week. Like, this is very, very soon. The 24th of May, we are getting the horse progression update in-game. Like, finally, and it's going to stay there forever. So, definitely a lot of opinions. This is going to change a very, very large aspect of the game. Me, myself, it's gonna take a bit of getting used to, but overall, I am excited to see what Star Stable can do with this in the future to make it more personalized, they said, and everything like that. So over on a Google form on community, I asked you guys your opinions / thoughts on the updated player character and horse progression release. So since horse progression is coming out sooner, I tried to pick more of those, but if you guys want a part 2, I got a ton of responses, so of course, bestie, I would love to. So without any further ado, let's get into the video then. Let's go. This first one says, it sounds really fun and I'm super excited. I just really hope the horse spooking thing doesn't get in the way of important stuff, such as main quests and races. I kind of honestly forgot about the horse spooking feature that Star Stable talked about, but alongside the release of horse progression, they talked about like the horses having more personality, and like sometimes you'll get a bubble on the side that says like, oh, your horse saw a leaf and it's gonna freak out, and then you have to decide how to react to that situation. So that honestly looks like really fun and makes it more of like a bonding situation with your horse. So that is definitely interesting. I have forgotten about that, and Star Stable did say that it wasn't going to affect too much like horse personality, since they do want to add personalities to horses, but that is going to come out at a later time, most likely next year, if at all, because of the beta characters, which is taking a lot of their time as well. I can't wait for the horse progression and hope it's not just for Star Riders. As for the character updates, I feel like it could have been a bit better, but still I'm excited to see them in game. So that would be so weird if Star Stable made horse progression only for Star Riders, but do not fear, bestie. I think that they made it so that all of the players could see the UI change and the horse progression update, because I'm sure they want like players that are new to the game to be like, oh, it's so cool, I get to unlock things as I train up my horse. So it just wouldn't make sense if it was only for Star Riders. If it is though, that would be a bit concerning. So do not fear. I think that everyone will get the opportunity to kind of check that update out once it does come out next week, and everyone will get to keep it forever. How fun. I think that the new characters are really nice. It would be better to have better graphics and bodies, since we see them each time we log on. The faces and hair look so much better now on the old ones than the new ones. It would be so much nicer to have them instead of the ones we have now. I don't really know what to think about the new horses though, the new horse progression update. So yeah, all of the wigs will be updated, bestie. We'll get so many choices for hairstyles. I showed each and every hairstyle in one of my beta test videos. Go check that out if you haven't already, but all of your hairstyles are going to be auto updated once the beta player characters turn not so beta anymore and they do get released. So that is pretty exciting, and everyone will have automatically the upgraded hairstyles as well as the upgraded makeup styles. So that's pretty interesting, and all of the makeup is like made specifically for the face shape you choose, so it is going to be a lot different than what we have now, with everyone having the same face. I think it's a cool update that's happening, but with the horse progression, I already have maxed horses. Anyways, I'm excited to see it. By the way, love your videos. Thank you, bestie. I appreciate it. But yeah, a ton of players do have maxed horses already. So I would say save your star coins if you can, and just don't train your horses before the update. This is like the weirdest thing to say, but I mentioned this in my tips and tricks video that you could prepare for horse progression. Definitely go check that out if you haven't already, but literally don't train your horses, because once the update does get released, only will it be more fun and engaging to kind of train your horses, you know, like you get to level up rewards, everything like that, a special nameplate even. But each race on Jorvik will actually give you more XP, so it's worth it to wait, in my opinion. I personally am not going to be training other than for videos. As you can see, I am training in the background, bestie, but don't mind that. Don't mind that. But yes, I would say do not train up until horse progression unless you have an overwhelming amount of horses that you need to train and you're like, this is what I need to do. So then you could train, but I would personally wait until the update comes out, which I'm not doing on screen right now, but don't mind that, bestie, okay? Don't mind that. To be honest, I'm not judging the new player characters until they are ready to be shown or released. But I really do hope Star Stable Online takes to heart player suggestions. I really don't want to look like a toddler running around Jorvik. Really wish we could change our characters' height and age as well, so it would make us feel more inclusive. But sadly, I don't know if Star Stable will do that. We can only hope they can. As for horse progression, I really don't know how to feel about it. I mean, what's the point in doing this? I do train my horses, but not very frequently unless it's an event. But you do train your horses and yes, get a lot of cool things, such as your horse following you and calling your horse to you. But at the end, when you finally maxed your horse, you just get a shiny nameplate for your horse. Doesn't feel like a great accomplishment to me. Instead, I feel like Star Stable should do something special specifically for level 15 horses. Do like a special race or something, because once they are maxed, you can't really do anything with them other than champs. That's great and all, but if you don't do champs every day, 365 days of the year, like me, they just get chucked into a pasture and stay there forever. Overall, I'm not impressed with the horse progression, and I hope the new characters look better upon release. I never even thought about that, but like, Star Stable should definitely add more features. Maybe maxed horses only races or something like that, which doesn't make sense, but maybe those specific racers, instead of giving you like horse XP, you get like a mystery item, you know, kind of like a gacha. Star Stable needs to add a gacha. I mean, they did technically add something like that during the last Halloween update when you kind of like gave your tokens to the pool and there was a chance you'd get the pet, there was a chance you'd get clothes, you know, anything like that. Like, Star Stable should add more features for maxed horses. I honestly never even thought about it, but that definitely does make sense and would be a lot of fun if Star Stable thought of adding something like that. It's Lippy's honors. Alright, I'm really excited about the updated player character. I only started playing Star Stable in 2019, so I'm not really attached to the current PC from a nostalgic perspective. I think horse progression will be really cool. The follow and call commands will sure be handy. I remember joining Star Stable and I wished for that call command so much. I really was very lazy and hated walking back to my horse, so that would have been so helpful, especially during certain quests. And I think that like calling your horse to you will be super cool. I'm not sure if there's like a radius or, you know, like unquote your magical powers bond with your horse will like make it teleport near you. I think that's more of a teleportation thing that's gonna happen in Star Stable, but that definitely is interesting to see. I'm really excited for both. But for the horse progression release, I really hope that they differentiate the different things the horses says or does to interact with a character based on what breed and level they are. It would make the horses that tiny bit more realistic. I'm mainly really excited for the different things you unlock as the horse becomes a higher level. I think it, on top of giving you more training motivation, makes training more realistic and opens a ton of new opportunities for roleplay. As for the character updates, I don't really have any complaints. I think that right now, with how realistic the horses are getting, our characters look really weird riding them. I'm almost just excited for our characters to not have crusty hairstyles anymore, LOL. I definitely agree with you. Like, that would make so much sense if, you know, like the little like horse talk blurb. Basically, sometimes when you're riding a horse during the horse progression update, your horse will speak to you and again be like, oh, there's a leaf in my path. What did I do? I'm scared. And then you reply to him. So that would definitely make more sense if like your horse was level 1 and then as your horse like got higher levels, you got like, oh, your horse is doing so good or something like that, you know, like you're actually training the horse. So that definitely does make sense and I would love to see that in game. game. Next one says, I am really excited about the characters. I'm a relatively new Star Stable player, so maybe I'm just lacking the nostalgia that so many other people have, but I love them and I'm glad Star Stable continues updating things. Star Stable isn't perfect, but I think we as a community should cut them more slack, you know? Excited about the horse progression too, but also a bit nervous just because I like the way that training is now, but I'm excited too. For the characters, I am most excited for the hairstyles and textures. I'd say that's what I am looking forward to most. I am so ready. They look absolutely gorgeous. Definitely the hairstyles. That will be so much fun to explore, and Star Stable even mentioned adding like different freckles, maybe some scars, maybe some like, you know, different like facial things that you could add that are separate from the makeup, which I am also super excited for those customization features, just so that if you do want to make the character look like you can in a more like professional way. So it's pretty exciting, but that is not going to be released with the first beta player character updates. That is going to be more down the line, Star Stable said. Next, I really hope that Star Stable has changed the characters before they are going to be released, because with the first beta test, I genuinely hated them. It just feels like they don't belong in the game. I kind of like the horse progression, at least I like the idea. I think what I've seen so far is fine, but I don't really like that you have to level your horse to do the special movements. That you have to level for the trick is alright, I guess, but I think you should be able to do the special. So yeah, I really like the fact that they are doing it, but the movement unlocking thing is really weird. Also, just wanted to say that I despise the new UI. Like, it is awful. It looks like free and bad mobile games, to be honest. It definitely gives mobile vibes. Is it mobile or mobile? Mobile games, but it definitely does. And it reminds me of the Star Stable app that you could get. Like, it almost looks exactly like the app version of Star Stable. So again, I'm really looking forward to the personalization features of the UI. Those are not going to be released like right away. I am super excited. The characters definitely have a new look to them, but in a good way. I love the new characters, even though I saw some old players complain that Star Stable is losing their feel and how their art style has changed so much. But personally, I'm not an old player, and I'm very much looking forward to both updates. I'm so excited for the horse progression release. I think we waited a long time for this, but I'm quite scared for the updated player character. Turns out wrong, or people don't like them, it could easily ruin the game. I will miss my old character as I've been playing since I was 5, but there's a part of me that's still excited. Definitely. I don't know how to feel about the new characters. It seems like everything is changing again. I enjoy our current characters and would much rather Star Stable focus on stuff other than horses and glitches. For example, the SSO player that got banned for using a potion that Star Stable themselves released. A lot of my friends say they're going to quit when the new characters come out. I know they won't, but I think this is going to, I think this is going to be a huge change, and a lot of people are going to get angry. It is definitely going to change the entire game. Both of these updates combined, and even horse progression or the beta player character. I keep calling it beta, but it's not going to be so beta anymore in a little bit. Both these updates are definitely going to be huge game changers for Star Stable, and like whole entire game is gonna feel completely different. I am Kira Blue Sand, and I'm here to give you my opinions. First, the updated characters. At first, I was just so confused because it looks so different if you compare it with the characters we have now. The body shapes look just so different, and also how the character moves on horseback surprised me a lot. I do not like it when they put their hands on their head and look around. It just looks like some kind of explorers or something. But I am just in love with the hairstyles and makeup. It looks so pretty. My opinions about the horse progression updates. I'm just so happy that they make leading your horse free now. It is in real life and a star coin saver. I also like that they let us earn horse XP by not only just training, but also caring for your horses, etc. I'm sure leveling your horses will be way easier now. What I do not really like about it is the first level you can't go in the fastest gallop. That will be hard with training, I guess, but I still really like the new system, and I can't wait to have it in game. That's so true. I completely forgot, but like, you know when you just joined Star Stable and your horse is like 2 miles per hour and you're just like slowly walking alongside your horse? Like, that is how it's going to be if your horse is level 0. Like, if your horse is not until level 2, you cannot use the fastest gallop. It is just going to be the baseline gallop. So that is definitely a huge change as well. But these were some of your opinions on the upcoming horse progression update and also the beta player character update coming out very, very soon. Of course, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned as I post brand new Star Stable videos every single day. Let me know if you want a part 2, or leave your opinions in the comments, and I might take it for the next video, bestie. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let me know your opinions, because this update is literally next week. Our next update is a UI. Like, I cannot believe it. I'm ranting, but this is literally insane. Bye bye.